Samupe, Sampadia, Chimafidi non kotu, era one radio. Samupe, Jumpadia, Chimafidi non kotu, era one radio. Oh, and you pumpuma, Asam pumpuma.
Good evening, Era One radio listeners and viewers all over the world. It's another Saturday, and as you know, we dedicate every Saturday from 6 to 7 p.m. to our health show. This is the show that we have teamed or titled Health is Worth Protected. Your health is your worth. If you have a good health, then you are worthy. Protect your health because you have only one life to live. Well, on behalf of my studio manager, Dr. Osei-Tutu, also known as Ostus, and my Era One health team, Dr. Pukwajiman, and the others, I bring you greetings from the studio. We are going live on Facebook and YouTube, also on Modern Ghana Radio. The number to call in is 2402-802-633. And if you want to text, it's 5109-310-946. You please may text and I'll read your questions or your comments while on this live broadcast. Well, again, I invite you to join our studio. You can go to YouTube, go to Facebook, and join our broadcast. And in case you are busy tonight, but I can see Vice President Kamala Harris and I think former President Trump are all campaigning this evening. So maybe you might be watching the speeches or the campaign. So I want to entreat you that when you are done in your spare time, go to Era One, check our Facebook and YouTube and recap what I did this evening or what has been done throughout the whole day. There's been a lot of events that have happened this evening. So go to Era One and view our broadcast. Again, I invite you to join me on Era One. We are on Facebook, YouTube, also on Modern Ghana Radio. Well, today happens to be the last Sunday of October. Next week is going to be November 2nd, and the Tuesday after that will be elections for the United States. Christmas is also around the corner. Santa is making his list, and so you better be good, as they say. Well, in a few days' time, precisely 10 days from now, the U.S. goes to the polls to elect its new president and other positions. I know people of some religions or affiliations do not vote. They say it's against their religious belief to vote for any candidate or even go to the polls. So for people like that, remember that when some of us vote, whoever wins become your leader as well. And you wouldn't have any say to say, oh, I wanted this guy to win. Your vote is your power. So if you are not voting, that's fine. Some of us have already cast our votes. So we are waiting anxiously for November 5th to come for the official election day. And then after that, the results will begin to trickle and then we'll know who is going to mount the podium or stand behind the seal of the United States to give the State of the Union and all that stuff. All right. We should also watch our health in terms of politics. Sometimes seeing some candidates on TV, their rhetoric could raise your blood pressure. And so I can't wait for this election to be over. So politics also plays a very good or bad role in our health. If you are somebody who can't stand the pressure of seeing or hearing some people deliver speeches on TV, you might as well change your channel. If you want to watch soccer, that might be better. But sometimes I watch some people and I hear them speak and my health is just somewhere because sometimes you don't want to hear what some people want to see in terms of campaigning speeches. All right, so tonight what I wish to do is it's going to be alone in the studio. I don't have my guest or co-broadcast man, Dr. Ernest Opoku here, or Dr. Babatunde Oloyede and other people. So I'm going to do a quick recap. These are some of the topics that we've done over the months, over the year, or over the years since we started Era One health program. So it's going to be what I call a medley of medical facts. Someone sent this via WhatsApp to my mother-in-law, who also shared with me. So I thought I would also share. I don't know the original author or owner of this, so I don't know who to give the credit to. But these are not my facts. And since I don't want to be accused of plagiarism, I am saying it out front, disclaimer, that they are not my own collection. Although what I'm going to do is I'm going to add flesh to the simple sentences. Of course, they are just number sentences. So I'll be giving explanation to them. It's not just a matter of just putting them there for us to listen, but I'm going to add some flesh to it based on the discussion that we have had on this platform. Almost everything that is in this presentation we've done as a panel or as a duo presentation here. So for tonight, it's going to be short. I'm just going to add a little bit of flesh to this fact that was sent to me, and I thought it's very necessary that we know these tidbits, for our own life. So what I call it medical numbers. That actually the title of the presentation was medical numbers in the life of every human being. So that is what I'm going to do tonight. All right. So in case you are missing out where you are, I just want to remind you where you are listening from and the studio you are listening from. So let me just replay my jingle, and then after that, we'll go into the presentation. Stay tuned.
Era One Radio. Era One Radio. And Asam Pamchima, Egratumchima, Era One, Yebo Numpamkuma.
All right, we are back to our broadcast. Again, I'm broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and also on Modern Ghana Radio. The number to call in is 240-280-2633, or if you want to text, it's 510-931-0946. And before I do, I still have a copy of my book, Relationship Between Family Income and Obesity. It's still on Amazon. Please get your copy. This is a study that links your income that you receive as a family and how obese family members become. Your income will determine the things you buy to eat. It will determine where you live, and it will determine whatever you do with your income. And it has a direct correlation with whether you are obese, you are normal, or whatever it is. So get your copy from Amazon. It's only $10, or you can side by me on the line to get a copy that I can mail to you for only $10. Help the people out to write more books. Thank you very much. All right. So as I said, I'm going to do this short medley of medical facts. It traverses, with and beyond what we've done over the years. It's just going to be some medical facts that I'm going to spew out, and I'll add a little bit of flesh of it. So over the year, we had a few doctors come to discuss cardiovascular diseases and all that we need to know about the heart, how your heart operates, what goes into your heart, the auricles and the ventricles, how blood is pumped from the ventricles to the rest of your body, and it returns to your heart through the auricles to make sure it becomes oxygenated. So it leaves your heart fully oxygenated to go to other parts of your body, from your heart to all the way to your toes and back, depleted with oxygen, and comes to refill. So this is what the heart does every day of your life. So if you are 90 years, this thing has been going on for 90 years. I mean, your heart has been beating every day, 365 days times 90 years. That's how your heart has been working. So we have to preserve this pump. This is a machine. It's just like a water pump, trying to pump water from whether it's a borehole or whatever it is to other parts of the house. So this machine has been kept very well. That is why I keep telling people that treasure your heart. Keep your heart clean. Don't put too much alcohol into it. Don't put cigarette too much into it. Clean your heart. Treat your heart well, and whatever you do, however clean you treat your heart, it's also going to be good to you. Because if you are polluting your heart, guess what? You're going to get toxins. So we realize that the blood pressure, the normal blood pressure of any normal human being should be 120/80. Of course, I mean, it's not everybody who can attain that 120. That's the magic number. I mean, if you get somebody who is 120/80, that is standard. That is like, a magic number. Some go over, some go below, but they want to make sure you are not going too much outside that parameter. Your doctors will tell you that, okay, if your blood pressure is like 180, 200, there you are entering a danger zone. So the normal blood pressure should be 120/80. And the way to maintain that 120/80 depends on several factors. how you clean your heart, the food that you eat. They can clog your arteries, and when the arteries are clogged, the heart has to use more pressure to pump the blood to other parts of the body. Just like look at a kind of a cylindrical vessel or something. I mean, a glass or something with both ends hollow. That's how. Let me just use that picture of the vessels, the arteries. You know, as time goes on, the food that we eat, the fat that we accumulate, the plaque that builds up, keeps narrowing the vessels. So the more narrower it becomes, the more difficult it is for blood to gush through. So you can imagine a hollow cup that is, I mean, openly hollow. Let me use the word openly hollow. It has so much space. Water just flows through, goes and comes back. It's so free. There is no pressure, serious pressure to get a substance in. Take that picture and then do a word picture of one that has plaque, has all kinds of sediments in the interior, has clogged so much that there's only a small space in the middle for water or liquid or for anything to pass. That is how we are looking at the vessel. So the more plaque you have in your heart vessels, your arteries, the more difficult it is for the blood to pump. That is why when you measure, they say, oh, the blood pressure is so and so. So if you have a very nice hollow arteries, the blood flows easily, and that's where you get a pressure of 120/80. Anything that is plugged, anything that is tightened up and occupied, makes the heart hard to put in more pressure, so to speak. And so when you go to hospital, the first or clinic, your provider wants to know how you are doing, because they want to know how you are doing when you came in. Not that you get a nosocomial infection or nosocomial disease and it's okay. That is just to say disease that we acquire from the hospital. When you say nosocomial infection, what it means is that you go to hospital, and because of even the death, the infectious nature of the hospital, you tend to even take more infection on you before you come home. That is nosocomial infection. You maybe might go to the hospital infection free, but if the hospital is not clean, the rooms are not clean, you tend to pick up organisms, infections, and you bring it home. That is a nosocomial infection. You want to make sure all those things are cleaned up. All right, then. So your doctor will, they check your blood pressure, make sure when you came in, your system is at this level before they start treating you. They also be looking at your pulse. You see a nurse will come and they put their hand on somewhere between your, it's like the wrist area, checking your heartbeat. That's where they check where your pulse is. And the normal should be between 70 to 100. If your range is between the 70 and 100, you consider normal. Anything below or above, then it's okay. It's subpar or above. Then you have to know what to do. Your temperature, normal temperature should be 36.8 to 37. Anything outside, especially if it is more, they tend to tell you, oh, you have fever, you have infection, all that stuff. So you have to know your numbers. Medical numbers are very important. Sometimes we only think about financial numbers. Oh, how much money do I have in my bank account? Oh, I have millions, I have thousands, I have tens, I have ones, I have units. That is what we want to know. But it's very important that you know your range, your temperature. At any time, the normal body temperature is between 36.8 and 37. Due to the process of homeostasis, what that means is that the body tries to regulate what is in your system. For instance, if there is too much salt in your body, the body tries to regulate it and lower it down. Potassium and sodium are always going hand in hand. So your body tries to regulate. There's always a balance. If there's too much of this, it does something to reduce. For instance, if you have too much sugar in your blood or your body, there's a hormone called insulin. Tries to beat down the sugar level and balances. For sometimes you eat too much sugar and this thing should be converted to carbohydrates or something. If the insulin hormone is not able to do that, then there's a spill of sugar. That's where we say somebody is diabetic or too much sugar in your system. So you have to know your numbers. Respiration, when they check your respiration, it should be between 12 to 16. That is the normal. Hemoglobin is very important. For males, it's 13.5 to 18. A few weeks ago, Dr. Oloyede came and we did that know your numbers in the lab. Hemoglobin for males is 13.5 to 18. Females is 11.5 to 16. We may ask, why is it that females are less than men? Well, of course, women go through menstrual cycles, so they lose a lot of blood. Hemoglobin is the ability of the body to pick up oxygen to other parts of the body. Hemoglobin is the oxygen carrying apparatus. So it should be a standard. If it's low, they can tell whether you are anemic or otherwise. All right, then we look at cholesterol. This is a big one. Most people are suffering from this cholesterol effect because the food that we eat, unless you're a vegetarian, eating all just vegetables and all that, cholesterol will never leave your body because the animal fats that the chicken, what is it, the meat and all that, the pork, everything is full of fats, and these end up depositing cholesterol mucho in our bodies. The normal should be 130 to 200. If it's more than that, then we got to watch it because cholesterol is a part, something that plays a role in getting our vessels plugged up. So when these accumulates in your vessels, that is why it gives a heart a difficult condition to pump the blood very well. So realize that the heart will be speaking to the cholesterol. Hey, buddy, take care of this level. It's too much. I mean, you are giving me too much to work. You have accumulated too much cholesterol in your body. So it's giving too much pressure to pump the blood. I must pump the blood by all means to other parts of the body. Otherwise, this body dies. But if you are giving me too much cholesterol, you are not helping me. You are making me do overtime. I'm always signed up of overtime to do what I'm not supposed to do. So please lower the cholesterol. I mean, you don't have to take one day in the week. So, okay, I'm going to stay away for some food or something and make sure your numbers are in range. Your potassium should be 3.5 to 5. If it's more than that, there's an issue, especially when you go to the clinic and your doctor runs some labs and realize your potassium is 6 or more. Then it's dangerous. They are scared. You might get a heart attack, so they want to make sure they are bringing it down. We have to make sure our numbers are in good range. Sodium, 135 to 145 should be the normal range. If it's more than that, then Houston, we got a problem. And incidentally, this week I got hold of a video that has come out with a different study that was really mind-boggling. From that studio, they were trying to say that the more salt you have in your body, the better your condition of heart. The more sodium you have in your body, the better your heart rate and all that. I said, this study is something. I need to look at it again because it's a new study that was done, I think, somewhere in the Eastern Hemisphere. I mean, I haven't researched it myself, but somebody sent a video to me, and I don't want to spread rumor if I haven't verified. But it was very, very trickish. All along, we know that, okay, the more salt you have in your body, the more you are harming your heart and all that stuff. And this study was saying they did some kind of study over 5,000 people, and the people who were eating more salt had a better heart rate. I said, this is suspicious. It's not a confirmed study, so, you can go to CDC and read it out, but I'm still going to stick to less salt in my diet. Triglycerides, this is also a part that plays in too much fat and stuff in our body. The range is 220, thereabout. You want to make sure you are keeping this level also within range. All right, the amount of blood in your body. Well, we have the blood in our body mainly is made up of water. That is why they want us to be drinking a lot of water. Don't wait till you are thirsty before you drink water. And they say about 60% of our body is water. You want to make sure you have enough water. You are not dried up. Before you go to the gym, you drink before you go. While gymming, you can drink after the gymming. Right when you get out, you have to drink water because you perspire, you sweat, and you lose water whilst you are performing all this physical activity. So make sure you are replenishing what you lost. And then our sugar level too, if you look at for children, it should be between 70 and 130. Adult sugar level should be 70 to 115. Beyond that, as I said earlier on, then you're thinking about diabetes or something that could creep up in your system. The other factor is iron. Iron should be between 8 and 15 milligrams. Iron is very important for hemoglobin buildup and for red blood cells in your body. I mean, if you lack iron, they tell you are anemic, so you want to make sure you have enough iron. If the body can't make it, your doctors recommend that you take supplements or chemically produce iron to make up for what your body could not produce. Now let's come to white blood cells. What is white blood cells? These are the soldiers of your body. They are the ones that go to fight infection. Let's say when COVID was around the system, if your body realized that there's this foreign material in your body, the white cells will rush to that spot. Oh, there is a SARS-CoV organism, virus that has attacked the body. These white cells will rush and go and fight it. So these are the soldiers of the body. They are very important. And the range should be between 4,000 to 11,000. You want to make sure when they run your CBC, let's say you go to the hospital and your doctor say, let's draw your blood and see what is in there. When they run complete blood cells, the white cells should be between 4,000 and 11,000. Platelets should be between 150,000 to 400,000. What are platelets? These are plugs. Let's say when you have an injury, you have a cut in your body, you realize that for some people, it takes a short time for the blood to stop. Others, they keep bleeding for a long time. So if your platelets are out of this range, it takes a long time for the blood to clot, so you lose a lot of blood. So that is why these places are very important, and you should have 150,000 to 400,000. That is what the normal body needs to be able to function. It takes off cut, it seriously goes to plug where the wound is and make sure you are not losing blood. Red blood cells, this is very important. If you look at the shape of a red cell, it's just like spherical and round, and these are all elements that carry oxygen from parts of your body to other parts. So the red cells have the oxygen carrying capacity. They go to other parts of your body and deposit oxygen and take the areas that are depleted of oxygen, takes it back to the heart, get it oxygenated, and the cycle continues every day for as long as you live. So if you live 10 years on this earth, your heart has been beating and working for 10 years. If it's 90, your heart has been working for 90. So the secret is the people who are 90 years, how did they live it? Well, there's always a secret to surviving for old age. And then the calcium also is very important, 8.6 to 10.3 milligrams per day. Vitamin D, you should have a range of 20 to 50 nanograms per ml. And then vitamin B is also 200 to 900. Vitamin D is very important. It just helps to process calcium and all that. And you can get vitamin D from solar energy, from the sun. Just working every day for some minutes or hours in the day, your body processes vitamin D. It gets vitamin D from there. If not, if your range is low, then your doctor will recommend that you get it from chemically produced medications. All right. Well, I want to go over some tips. Let me take a quick jingle and then we'll take it from there.
They are four women. They are beautiful with brains. They are eloquent, decent, wise, and experienced. You have heard many, the funny. Now, it's time to hear the experience and the brainy. Meet Selena, Dorcas, Gifty, and Annette as they present the real in common getting. In common BISS chain, a dead, as in Takrenu assume the dead, the real in common getting. Showing live this and every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Era One Radio on Facebook and on YouTube, Era One Radio and on Taibo channel. Kaise, so we see the real in common getting ya. What brabon tete, we nyan konkonsa, we the real in common getting.
All right, we are back on Era One Radio. We're still broadcasting on Facebook, YouTube, and also on Modern Ghana Radio. The number to text is 510-931-0946. All right, so before the jingle or the break, I was talking about the parameters, knowing your medical numbers, the ranges that you need to be in range with, so that, okay, your normal body system or your functional abilities are in check. All right, so let's look at this thing. Like I was saying, the script that was sent to me. Let's say if you are over certain age limit, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years. These are some of the things that they want us to do. And the first tip is that always drink water, even if you don't feel thirsty or need it. The biggest health problems, and most of them, are from lack of water in the body. So they say 2 liters minimum per day for 24 hours, minimum 2 liters. So when it comes to water, as I said earlier on, you don't have to wait till you are thirsty before you drink. For instance, if you are working, let's say, maybe at the office or home where you are close to a bathroom, there is no harm in drinking water because, of course, drinking water is going to go to the bathroom anyway. And so you want to make sure you are drinking enough water during the day. Drink enough water during the day. And then in the night when you're going to sleep, you don't want to be waking up in the night to go and use the bathroom or pee or something. So drink as much as you can during the day, because there you can just, rush the bathroom and make sure your kidney is functioning well. Of course, if you are flying or you are in the air, you don't want to be drinking so much that when you're on the plane, you just have to be telling your other passengers, oh, can I go to the bathroom? Sometimes people get ticked off when you are sitting at the window, you want to use the bathroom, you have to cross 2 people to go. But hey, if you got to do it, you got to do it. But it all means that if you are going to be in a place where access to the bathroom is going to be a problem. You don't want to be drinking too much at that time, although it's still healthy. But then if you are working around the home, you are in the office where you have access, hey, drink as much and make sure your kidney is filled and it has enough fresh water to, process whatever is there, because your kidney needs to be fresh. And as I said, those alcohol and stuff, they don't help your body. All right, play sports even when you are at the top of your preoccupation. The body must be moved, even if it means walking or swimming or any kinds of sports. Walking is good for a start. Yeah, I mean, it's recommended that at least you have to exercise at least 30 minutes a day. I mean, I know some people do. One guy was telling me when he goes to the gym, he spends like 4 hours in the gym. Well, I don't know how that works, but everybody is different. So even if you can't do anything, walk at least 30 minutes every day. I mean, you're working and you get tired, get up and walk around the area. These days, we have smartwatches that will tell you, I mean, after 1 hour, the watch will tell you that, hey, you've been sitting for too long. How about a walk? You just get up and walk around wherever you are walking. I mean, maybe go to the next office or 2 offices away and go say hi to somebody. Just walk and come back. They are all part of walking. And another tip is, third tip is reduce the food intake. Sometimes we love food. Food is good, but you also have to watch what it's doing to your body. We need the food for energy to do what we have to do. But as they say, too much of everything can be dangerous. So know how much you are putting into your food. Naturally, if it is possible, at least take 1 day in the week and just fast a few hours. Let your body take a break, because it's been digesting every day, every hour it's working. And after every 3 or 4 hours, the body needs another food. For instance, if you eat, let's say 8 o'clock in the morning, by noon, the body wants more food. So you have to add more food. And then by 6 p.m., it needs more food. You have to add more food. And it's going through digestion, peristalsis, all that stuff. So the body is constantly working, as the heart is beating every second, the stomach is also digesting food. So sometimes give the stomach a break. I mean, a few hours. That is why some churches do the 40 hours, 40 days of fasting. I mean, apart from the spiritual aspect where they want to be closer to God in terms of a spiritual realm, it also gives your body a break. I mean, the body relaxes. You don't have to continue pouring enzymes to everything, and it's always overworking. Well, I mean, give it a break. I mean, leave excess food cravings. I mean, some of you, even when you are going to bed, you want to eat something before you go. It's been said at least do not eat after 8 p.m. Sometimes the nature of the work you do, you don't come home early, and so you are eating late. I mean, the reason why most men have big stomach is that we eat too late and we take that digesting into our bed, into our sleep. So the body is working at that time, but you want to make sure your body is able to digest most of the food you ate earlier on, and you sleep with a very light stomach. We are not saying deprive your body of any food, but then reduce the quantity. I mean, use more protein and base foods and carbohydrates little, and not just packing the junk. The fourth tip I understand is, as much as possible, do not use the car unless absolutely necessary. Well, it depends. If where you go to work is far, of course you need car to go, but for your own safety and for your own health, some people park their cars a little bit far from their office and they want to walk. They try to reach such places, walk into at least exhibits and get that minutes of walking. Some people, when they are going to grocery, instead of parking very close to the store, whatever, they park a little further and walk. That walking is good. You go to the store to moving from aisle to aisle. It's good that you are walking, so at least you are getting some steps. And you can have a pedometer, which measures how many steps you walk a day. It's very important. And if it's possible, instead of using the elevator every time, all you do is just get an elevator, push button number 5 or 6 or 8 or 10, and just up and down, it takes you another. If you can use the steps sometime, it's very good. At least every now and then, use the steps and get used to it. So even if, in case there's an emergency, you are used to taking the steps. So it's very important. It's not always that you have to take, escalator or elevator. I mean, it depends. But if you go to a hotel and your floor is 11th floor, of course, it will be difficult taking the steps from floor 1 to the 11th spot. So you might, there's no excuse. But that doesn't mean anytime you go to the hotel, they give you 11th floor. Well, and then another tip is that let go of anger. This is not a anger as in H, but this is anger as in ANGER. Sometimes we get ticked off. And human beings can also be very, very, causes of anger. Somebody can take you off so badly that you don't have a choice, but you become angry. But when you do, we are advised not to let it go too long or say crazy stuff. I mean, sometimes you can't help it. Some people can be very annoying. Trust me. People can be very annoying. They can annoy you so much that you don't have a choice but to be angry. And if you are not careful and if you don't track it, you are going to say something crazy or you're going to hit somebody or do something after that. You're going to say is what? I apologize, but then it's too late. So, I mean, even Bible says be angry, but sin not. Even Jesus was angry. Even Jesus, God himself, got angry. But what you do with the anger is another thing. Get angry, but don't sin with it. Don't do anything crazy or stupid. Just keep it in check and let it go as the minutes and hours go on. All right. Let go of worry. So let go of anger. Let go of worry. Try not to overlook things too. All right. Do not involve yourself in situations of disturbance. They all diminish health and take away the splendor of the soul. Recommendation: choose a babysitter you feel comfortable with. Talk to people who are positive and listen. It's very important. Every now and then we all get ourselves caught in that. But if you can associate more with people who are positive, that's fine. Sometimes it's difficult to actually take the situation as it is. But as I said, we all try to be positive, but some people too can be very annoying. And so to those who also are very annoying, to try not to be too annoying to arouse somebody to be angry. So it's a cycle. If you're the one causing people to be angry, check yourself. Wait a minute, do I get people too angry? Don't let people fall into temptation. Let's all try to be each other's keeper. And then the sixth tip is that, as it is said, leave your money in the sun and sit in the shade. Don't limit yourself and those around you. Money was made to live by. It's not to live for. Some people chase money too much. They want to do 3 or 4 jobs. They work, they chase and chase and chase. After a while, you die and go, and somebody that didn't even work for is going to spend your money. It's good to work hard, but don't let money be the center of everything. 7th tip: don't make yourself feel sorry for anyone, nor on something you could not achieve. This is very important. It's good to be pathetic. Pathetic is good to feel for people. But you cannot go on in life feeling sorry for everybody or blaming yourself for something you couldn't achieve. I mean, it's not everything that will come to everybody. Naturally, some things you have to fight for, others you cannot. Let it go and just take it as it, and rather chase the things that are chaseable and attainable. If something is beyond you, nobody's saying by force, by hook, you have to get it. Let it be. Nor anything that you could not own. If you can't own a Mercedes-Benz in your life, so what? I mean, if you have any 4-legged vehicle that will go, I mean, it's not everybody who likes a Benz. I mean, if you get it, fine. But as long as I have a 4-wheel car that can take me from point A to point B, it's good. It all because of the goals that we set for ourselves. And sometimes to looking at the Joneses and the Franks and all that. Okay, your neighbor drives a Benz, so you too want to go get a Benz. Your neighbor, maybe the income that he or she makes is so much they can afford it. As for you, you can't. You have to get a loan or go beyond yourself. Why do you want to worry yourself? It all has to do with personal, interior motives and what you want to enjoy in life. If you are comfortable driving a Toyota, a Honda, whatever, it's not everybody who likes a Benz. And I hear even those who own Benzes and whatever, the maintenance is also very difficult. I mean, you have one problem, you take it to the shop, and your whole savings, even borrowing, is going to be involved. So cut your coat, like they say, according to the material that you have. Why do you want to sew a 3-piece when you have material for only 1 piece? Some things need to be ignored. Some things need to be, forget about them. Just be content with yourself. If that is what you are pleasurable with, let it be. And if you can work harder and own the things you want, hey, nobody's preventing you. Go for it. The 8th tip is that humility. Then humility. When it comes to money, prestige, power, and influence, they are all things that corrupt by arrogance and arrogance. Humility is what brings people closer to you with love. And Bible says that humility is what will bring you before kings and authority. Your gift, your humility, and of course the opposite, pride. Pride goes before the fall. People who are proud, I mean, they can't even say sorry. You give them something, they can't say thank you. They are so full of themselves. Sometimes they don't even know. It's like driving and not to know what is in your blind spot. But if somebody sees and tells you that, hey, Jack, this is your blind spot, this is something that you should work on, take it with, an arm of embrace. Oh, really? Thank you for pointing out to me. and work on it. There's no harming. No point in fighting people who are trying to tell you what is in your blind spot. Of course, if it's behind you, your rear mirror will tell you. But what about the blind spot? This is the spot between your vehicle and just when somebody is passing you by. That is why when you go for driving license test, they tell you never forget you look over your shoulder. It's not for any useless thing. The shoulder is very important because after you've looked at your rear mirror in your car, you've looked at the one on your side, you think everything is fine. But there's a space between the side of that mirror and the side of your car where another car is passing, that mirror will not capture. What will save you is your shoulder. Look over your shoulder, whether it's left or right. It's very important. After you've looked in your rear mirror and your side mirror, the last thing you look before you're making any overtaking or whatever is your shoulder. Never neglect your shoulder. You can look at the side, rear mirror, look at the side and think all is good, safe, so you're going to overtake. Just when you do, another car will be horny because that driver has left the rear of your car and very close to your side, but then your side mirror also cannot capture. That is why they call it a blind spot. It's blind because to you, it's there, but you don't see. We have to watch those things. So if humility or non-humility, pride is your problem, watch it. It will take you bad places. The ninth tip is that if your hair turns gray, most people don't like gray hair. That is why those who also produce anti-gray hair are making rich. Rich, and they are very powerful and rich because they are making money. Some people see the gray hair, the next day they're going to buy a cream or something to make sure, oh, I'm going to get rid of this gray hair. It used to be said that gray hair means wisdom, but unfortunately, because some older people are screaming to say are more stupid than young people, now gray hair doesn't even mean wisdom anymore. It used to be that if you have gray hair, you are very wise. Some people tell me, why don't you have gray hair? Well, I don't have, it's coming, But anyway, if you have buku gray hair, it doesn't mean you are too wise. And if you have too much gray hair, it doesn't mean you are too old. I know of a friend, way back in high school, very handsome young guy. But he was great when we were in high school. Between 14 and 17, 18, this guy had all hair was gray. Very handsome guy. I don't want to mention his name, but that gray also made him look very handsome. It was genetic, hereditary in the family. Every one of his siblings has some gray hair. So you would think that, oh, this guy is old. But he had a very fresh face, just that genetically it was in the family and he had gray hair. So such a person, what is he going to do? Doesn't mean he has to dye his hair every day. No. So if you see some gray hair in your head, it doesn't mean you are grown or you are too bad or whatever. It's a blessing that, hey, your body is changing. Don't let it be something that you're going to cry over because you are gray hair. Be optimistic in life. Live with remembrance, travel, enjoy life, and make memories. It's just a proof that, hey, things have begun to change because everybody and the way their body grows or metabolizes or whatever. So don't think you having gray hair is something for you to go and commit suicide. Anyway, well, let's go over a few things. These are something that we can still share and call it health things for the elderly. However busy you are, observe all these to remain healthy. Drink less milk in your tea instead of add lemon or lime juice. When I was younger, way back growing up in Ghana, Africa, when my mom gave me tea or something, it was too hot, I would take the cup and blow over it so much, blow, so that it gets cold. And I read in this book, Courtesy for Boys and Girls, I read somewhere that if your tea is too hot, don't blow over it, but rather add more milk. I never understood that. I never ever understood that statement. If your tea is too hot, don't blow over it, rather add more milk. And of course, those of us growing up in the 70s in Ghana, milk was an essential commodity. You might have one tin of milk for the whole family for not just one day, the whole week. You have only one tin of milk to go around. So if you are telling me my tea is too hot, I should rather add more milk. I didn't understand. But when I came to the state, I realized that, oh, milk is sold in gallons and it's always galloned in the fridge. So there's so much liquid. So if your tea is hot, it's not just blowing over it to add more organism to your tea. Just go to the fridge, grab a gallon of milk and add more to it to lower the temperature. That is when I understood that phrase. Don't blow over it, add more milk to get it, a little colder from heat. I said, wow, if you live in a place where only one tin of milk goes around the whole family, you wouldn't be saying that. So obviously that book wasn't written in Ghana. It was written here for people who had gallons of milk in their fridge. So when their tea or something was too hot or coffee was too hot, They need have to blow and sit there. Just add a little more milk and you get the temperature you want. That is what it means. Maybe you can add a little bit of lemon or juice just to make sure you are not having too much sugar in your body. In the daytime, as they say, drink more water, as I said earlier on. But during the night, drink less because you don't want to be waking up every hour to go to the bathroom and go and urinate. That is the secret. Drink more during the day. Let your kidneys be flushed with clean water. Clean water, not alcohol or anything. Let your kidneys have a relationship with clean water. Water doesn't hurt. Water is good. It refreshes you. It nourishes you. Drink more water. Let your kidneys process whatever it needs water to do that. When you add more alcohol, you are damaging not only your kidneys, you're also harming your liver. That's when you go to the hospital, they say somebody has cirrhosis. Most of it is the liver cirrhosis. The liver is being eaten away by this alcohol. So you want to reduce that. And then eventually somebody is going to suffer. Oh, I need a liver transplant. Why? Because you didn't take care of the one that you were given. You just drank it to pieces. You messed up your liver, and now they have to get somebody to transplant their liver and give it to you. Sometimes through no fault of yours. But for those of you who drink too much and you are harming your tissues and your organ, please refrain from them. I mean, I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke. I mean, even when you are not smoking or not drinking, your body is still prone to sickness. How much more adding more of this pressure to the body? Let's treat the body well and it will treat us well. And so in the day, drink more than 2 cups of, don't drink more than 2 cups of coffee. I know some of you can't stay away from coffee every second. Every 5 minutes, you have to go to the kitchen wherever you have your coffee, pour more coffee. Well, it keeps most of you alert and alive, but also think about what it's doing to your body. I mean, there's been all kinds of studies when I was doing my doctoral program. I mean, study all this. Some will say, oh, coffee is good for the heart, all that stuff. Some will say it's not good. Just read more and know how effective it is for your body. I mean, if too much is not helping your body, please don't give it too much to your body. And then eat less oily foods. These oils. I mean, thank God we have some oils that are not too saturated. I mean, like what you call the olive oil is good. I mean, some oils are good. They don't have too much fat and they help. And these days we have the spray, cooking spray, that instead of putting too much oil to fry your egg or whatever, you just spray a little bit and just to moisten the, what you call the frying pan so you can, fry your stuff, but not too much oil. It's not good. I mean, if you imagine the other day, I think I saw beans and oil that has been sitting for a long time. I looked at it, the way the oil has settled on, and you can see how the oil has settled on the food. Can you imagine if this was in your food? But thank God, God is so good. He made his body to have all that it needs. I mean, just imagine having cooked beans or anything that you put oil on and it's settled and it's on top of the whole food is oily. That is kind of, is that the word to use? The oil, let me use the word, the oil is sleeping. It's solid on the surface. Can you imagine this thing being your stomach, your intestine, with your body, with this oil sitting on it like that? And as I said, thank God that God has given us enzymes. There are enzymes in our bodies that some emulsify fats. So the fat that you see on the regular place sitting in the house, that is not the same thing that happens in your body. Otherwise, all of us will be gone. The body has enzymes. We have enzymes that digest or emulsify fat. So when it becomes so solid like that, the enzymes take care of it and they break it down and you don't even see the way it is as it will be on a plate. Otherwise, all of us will be gone. And even that, our body is still able to build a plaque in our arteries and vessels, and it causes the heart to be, need pressure to pump the blood through. So we have to consider all these oily things. And then another trick is best sleeping times are between 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Depending on what time you work. Some people work overnight from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m., all kinds of shifts. But if you are a daytime worker and you can afford it, it's recommended that by 10 p.m. you are in bed. By 6, that should give you normal 8 hours of sleep. 10 to 6 a.m. is exactly 8 hours. That's what the minimum the body needs to be fully rested. That's when you go to work, you are allowed to do your 8 hours and come back home. In the evening, eat a little or nothing after 5 or 6 p.m. That is a little bit difficult to do because, of course, if you are somebody who wants to eat something a little before you go to bed, 6 might be too early. But hey, I still have a friend. Some friends that, I mean, maybe for instance, a friend doesn't eat after 6. She makes sure her dinner is before or on 6 p.m. After that, nothing more. She won't eat anything again until she goes to bed. And in the morning, she has the breakfast, her lunch. 6 p.m. she eats her dinner, and that's it, making sure her body is functioning properly. Don't take medicines with cold water. That's very important. If you have to take any medication, make sure it's a little bit warm, because the cold water is also going to take some time for the medicine to even break down and do what it has to do. And warm water is an activation. It breaks the medicine down, helps your body to absorb the medicine better than the cold water. And then it says take your medicines half an hour before going to bed, not just when you are ready to go to bed, you take your medicine. I mean, well, if you can't afford it, has to be so, that's fine. But on a normal situation, if it's possible, make sure you take your medicines at least 30 minutes for them to start working before you go to bed. Because when you lie down, whatever process is going to your stomach, and your brain is also trying to, go to sleep. Because when you take something just before you go to sleep, the brain is telling the intestine or the digestive system, okay, this is what is happening in your body. I need you to rush the enzymes and everything to go to that spot and start working. Meanwhile, your brain is also trying to relax. So you want to be in a situation where your stomach, your intestines are not overworking, but your brain is now alert just to lie down and relax. As you age further, stop drinking chilled water, but drink only warm water at room temperature. When we were back in Africa, it was a prestige. Oh, to have iced water. Yeah, you are eating your food and, man, I have this chilled beer or chilled water just to water down what I ate. That was a prestige. Some people, oh, Charlie, me didipa, me nya ice water, ma bonsu. Yeah, that's a gentleman. But then as we grow, realize that, you know what? The cold water is not even good for your body. Too cold kind of, binds stuff together and makes it difficult to be absorbed. Warm water, because of the temperature, serves as an activation, breaks the food compounds smaller and makes it easier for digestion. So warm water is very good. I mean, if you're a kid, you love chilled ice cream, all those but then as you grow, I realize that, you know what, all is vanity. You just need some warm water to, enjoy life. And then I said it earlier on, try to sleep at least 8 hours per day. For some people, that is stretching. Some people say, oh, me, I get 3-4 hours, I'm fine. Well, to you, it's fine. But as years go on, you cannot cheat nature. You cannot cheat nature. And so you have to try. Even when you don't want to, there should be a day, maybe some weekends you don't go to work. Say, let me catch up. Whatever I lost during the week, this weekend, let me try and at least get some 8 hours for my body to recuperate. Don't stress your body. Whatever you give your body is going to give you back. If you cheat your body, it's going to cheat you back. So let's try and be nice to our body. This body God gave us, Bible says 70 years, and by reason of strength 80. Some have been able to capture and go beyond, but live as if whatever you give to your body is what is going to give you back. So let's try and stay healthy. This is not a magic one. When you are sick, you are chronically sick, you might call your pastor to come and pray for you. But it's not every day that as soon as they lay hands on you, will be healed. That is why daily practice of observing these health ethics will help you. And they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away. What does it mean? If you are eating healthy, you don't need the doctor to come to your house and take care of you, or you going to the hospital. Eat what is right, and your body will keep it right. Why? Once your mobile phone battery is left with only 1 bar, don't make calls. Well, from the dangers of radiation and the ways that come with it is, okay, if your phone is charged only 1 bar, try not to make a phone call. Well, the only exception, maybe there's an emergency, but as much as depends on you, try to keep these simple rules and it will help you yourself. All right. And they say use your left ear to answer calls. Right ear will directly hurt your brain. Better still to use earphones to answer calls. That's the advice they have given us. Use your left ear to answer calls. And of course, the right one will hurt your brain. I mean, right brain versus left brain, all that, stuff. And if you have, earphones, that's fine. Especially like the one I'm using where it doesn't actually go into your ears. We all use the Bluetooth where they've been designed to go actually into our eardrum and all that stuff. I mean, there could be dangerous stuff, but something like this, although it looks big and punty, but hey, that is the recommended one because there's nothing going interior of your ear, your lobe or anything. It's just the outside. So that's a recommendation. And then two things from what all that we said, two things you need to check often is your blood pressure and your blood sugar. These two things are very important. I mean, even if you can't cry at least once a week, check your blood pressure and see what it's doing, what it's doing. If it's going too high, then you have to look at the things you have to do to reduce it. Or if you have to see a doctor, you have to. And the sugar too, if you are not lucky, your insulin, your hormones are not very well, then all the sugar that you are eating is going to cause trouble. Your mouth is sweet to you. You like those sugary things and stuff. But inside your body, there are things that are going on. If God should open our eyes to see what is inside the body, say, wow, is that what is happening? You know, the body is doing all this metabolism. And so if you are giving the body too much pressure, maybe too much sugar, too much stuff, you are harming the body. All right, 6 things to reduce to the minimum on your food. Salt, as I said, the video I saw this week that says that a study shows that more salt is rather good for your body. I mean, I'm not buying that now. I mean, I haven't proven the research, so I don't know. But they were trying to say that the more salt you eat or you have in your body, the better your blood pressure. I haven't seen that to be true. But anyway, you can take a look at that study. And then sugar, preserved meat and food, meat and stuff. I mean, some people like so much meat on their food. Protein is good, but those processed meat and stuff, we have to cut down on them. I mean, if all of us were vegetarians, that would be nice. A typical example, look at the book of Daniel. Daniel told the kings, whoever was taking care of the 4 boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and Daniel, and then the other people that the king employed, hey, I want to train these people to be well versed in the Babylonian education, all that. And so they were serving them with good food, good meat. I mean, papa for them to eat and be stout and well. And Daniel said, you know what? I don't need all that. I want to be a vegetarian. Give me just vegetables, lentils, and try me after a couple of weeks. And the one who was in charge then said, you know what? I can't do that. The king wants you all to chop better, eat very well, eat good meat, good all that stuff. And he wants you to show up very nice. And Daniel said, no, I don't need all that. Just give me my vegetables. And Bible says when the time came for them to be proven, shown, adored to the king, they found Daniel better looking because the vegetables was good for his stomach. Vegetarian, and he was, you know, his physical appearance looked way better than the guys who were eating meat, broccoli, and all that stuff. So it's very good. Salad, let's make sure, even if you don't like it, just for the sake of your health, make sure you are having, so at least once in a while, eat some salad. And then the dairy products, those are like, you know, eggs, chicken, and we have to cut down on them. Starchy products, these are all very bad for our body. And then the 4 things that you need to increase in your food are the greens, the vegetables, as I said, beans, fruits, and nuts. These are very good. They help our heart, they help our body. The greens are very important. I mean, everything that is natural was designed by God. And I know when Adam was in the garden, I don't think he was killing the animals to eat. He was eating the vegetables and, you know, vegetarian. There was no even salad dressing to put on his salad. He was just eating the greens, and those are the healthy things. 3 things you need to forget: your age, your past, and your worries. If you always think about your age, hey, maybe 50 years, hey, next week, maybe 70, it's going to stress you. Just live it. Live in life. Sometimes age doesn't even, you know, show on your face. Years ago, when I told people, oh, I was in my 50s, they said, oh, you don't look it. Well, I went to a deployment a couple of weeks ago. I told them I have 3 kids, so you don't look like I have 3 kids. But anyway, age is not an issue to me because sometimes you tell them they don't believe anyway. But don't make age an important factor in your life. You may be old, especially women can make age a big issue, especially when they are certain age, their clocks are ticking. Maybe they are not married, they don't have a child or something. They get so stressed out. I mean, that's why women don't even tell their age, because if she's like 34, 35 and single, they say, what is wrong with you? No man has come to propose, or you are not accepting the man's proposal. Hey, you are 40, you don't have a child. What is wrong with you? All these things, you listen to them and they stress you. I mean, how long did Sarah go without a child? She was in her 90s, but at the right time, God made it possible. I know sometimes we are human beings, and some people like to gossip and say things. But hey, don't let that beat you. Okay, so you are 40 and single, so what? In his own time, as long as you think you are living right, God can do anything. I mean, he can do anything. Your 41st birthday might be when the guy comes to propose. And as soon as he proposes, the first year you have twins. So you make up for all the years that you lost. You married at 30 and you don't have a child until 40. You married at 40 years and 9 months, you are pregnant with twins. I mean, what's the difference? So in all things, not saying that for all things, but in all things, whatever situation it is, give thanks to God and enjoy life. Don't let your past bother you. Sometimes we go into our past and we have so much regret. The history teaches us just to face the future. But if you go and dwell on the past all the time, you'll be sorrowful. So sometimes let the past go. It's gone. There's nothing I can do. The future is here. If you are doing what you did in the past, presently, and in the future, that's when you have an issue. But if you're able to overcome your past and be a better person, oh, this thing I went through in the past, I have refrained, I have stopped, I've advised myself, I'm not doing it anymore. Then you become a better person. Even if people use it against you, you have moved on. 4 things you must have, no matter how weak or strong you are. You need good friends who truly love you. Show me your friend, I'll show you your character. Make good friends, because the friends that you make will either make you or they will break you. They will help you to succeed or they will pull you down. So make good friends, because they are very important. In this life, you can't do without friends. I mean, you might have family members, yeah, but sometimes there are people like friends who will tell you exactly what you want to hear or what you don't want to hear. A family member, they wouldn't want to hurt you, but a friend will tell you your weaknesses, your strengths, and everything. And then you need a caring family. Everybody needs a caring family. I mean, charity, they say, begins at home. If you have to be nice to people, start from your home. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be nice to people outside. And when you come to your family, you are wicked, you are mean, you are barking, you are doing all kinds of stuff. You go outside, hey, hello, and everybody thinks this is a good person. Especially sometimes some women go outside, they respect their pastors like they are gods. I'm not saying don't respect, but some women go and they are bowing before their pastors. Hey, pastor, they come home and they are screaming at their husband. I say, what is that? Why do you reverence your pastor more than your husband? Of course, you have to reverence your pastor. But the same reverence you give to your pastor, when you come home, do the same thing. Respect your wife, just like the woman you meet at work. Some people go to work and they behave totally different. They see the woman and they are very holy and they are so respectful. You come home and you are screaming at your wife. We have to stop all that. Have positive thoughts and have a warm home. When people visit you, just be nice. I mean, it's not every day you have to show that, when are you going? I wish you live tomorrow. Be nice, be hospitable, because even Bible says when the 3 angels came to visit Abraham, they didn't know who they were. He never knew, but he received them hospitably. He asked his wife to prepare sumptuous yummy food for them. They ate and they were full. And when people eat and they are full, they begin to bless you. And they began to bless Abraham. Say, Abraham, where is your wife? A year by this time she'll be pregnant. And Bible says Sarah laughed. So wow, mopa munye serious. Mshede me hona maye. Mechincha me 90 something years. Even na mebe wa ma branti akokrawe. And she laughed, but God knew what he was doing. So they received these people with warmth, and there was a blessing to follow. So when people visit you, these days that your word has become wicked, that even when people come to your door, you are so scared. People come with all kinds of ulterior motives. Some are going to shoot you or kill you. But then the way God created this universe, we should be all live one happy family. If you see somebody, you are hospitable, especially when you are driving by the roadside. I see people who are walking by the roadside, and I just want to stop and give them a ride. But then you also think about the fact that, hey, you don't know what this person is. So as soon as they come to sit in your car, they pull a gun and say, Jack, stop here. And they take your car and they run away. The world has become so wicked that we can't even be nice to each other. I mean, where are we going? That you see somebody wrecked on the wayside, they've been walking like 10 miles, they are tired, and you are sitting in your car, just you. There is small room in the car. Or just park by and say, Mama, I saw you walking, I just want to give you a ride. But then this way, these days, the world has become so, I mean, I feel so bad, I just want to do it, but I say, you know what is going to happen? Are they going to shoot me? Are they going to take my car? Are they going to do all this? So we can't even do good when we must to. 7 things you need to do to stay healthy. Sing, even when it's a bad voice. If you can't go to the bathroom, you are taking a shower, just sing. I mean, hey, whether you are singing a B clef, W clef, or whatever it is, just let your vocal cords let loose, because God understands what you are saying. Dance, be free and dance, exercise. If you haven't been to the gym like 1 week, put some music on, stretch your body and dance. Fasting is also very important. It lets your body go on a break a little bit, let the body go fallow. It's just like a land. You know, Israel was told that they should farm on the land 7 years, and the next 7 years let the land go fallow and move on. Is to let the farm regenerate, get back its nutrients. So once you fast, you're allowing the body to rest a little bit. Let the body reset itself. Not every day, morning, afternoon, you are packing food. Even 12 midnight, you are still eating before you go to sleep. Smiling and laughing, it should be normal. Whether you have good teeth or you don't have good smile, it doesn't matter. Laugh. Go and sit somewhere by yourself. Go to the park by yourself. Observe the animals and just laugh. Take a trek. Exercise, very good. And this one is very hard to say. Well, they say have sex often with your love. It's very important. They say men who have more sex can avoid, prostate cancer. They say men who have more sex don't have prostate cancer. So if your woman understands, well, I didn't say it, they said it. And then reduce your weight. Some of you are a little bit too heavy on the other side. Please cut it down. The things that I was watching the video where a lady said, me, I know what makes me fat. I like sugar, I like toffees, I like all this. I said, if you know what it is, then you have the solution. Stop it. 6 things you don't have to do. Don't wait till you're hungry to eat. Don't wait till you are thirsty to drink. Don't wait till you are sleepy to sleep. Don't wait till you feel tired to rest. Don't wait till you get sick to go for medical checkup. Otherwise, you only regret later in life. This is very big one. We all need our annual checkup. You don't have to wait. Some of you wait like 3-4 years, and when you go, they tell you, it's too late. Especially the women who happen to have breast cancer or whatever, because you don't do mammograph every year. After 3-4 years, you go and say, where have you been? You have cancer in the breast or something, which could have been known 2 years ago. So that yearly checkup is very important, because last year you went, they checked, it was negative, nothing was there. The following year you came, we are seeing a lump or something. Let's do something about it. But you wait, you don't do all these checks, and the next time you go and check your blood pressure is 200/99 and all that. We cannot afford to do that. Don't wait till you are sick to go to medical checkup. You don't have to go every day to your doctor and say, Doc, I'm coughing, so give me this. But the medical checkup yearly is very important. Don't wait till you have problem before you pray to God. That's very important. Even if you don't have any problem, wake up in the morning and thank God for the gift of life, because somebody slept last night, they never saw this morning. The fact that you are alive means that your body is working. God has taken care of you. So if you don't have a problem, just say, God, I thank you for the gift of life. That is enough. One thing you must do after reading these tips, share, like I'm sharing right now. So I've given you some of these tidbits. Go back to Era One, go back to Facebook, go back to YouTube, and play this video over again. You don't have to go to a doctor if you're observing these things. It's very important. So in recap, know your blood pressure. 120/80 is the normal. You can go up to 140. They say is the hypertension. So if you know that your numbers are shifting, 130/85 is normal control. 140/90 is high. 150/95 is very high. So you have to know them. And then your pulse, 72 per minute is the standard. 60-80, they say is normal. 40-180 is abnormal. Temperature, 98.4 Fahrenheit is normal. 99.0 above is fever. You're having fever or after sauna bath. All right, so let's share all this knowledge. And Oprah Winfrey says something that I wrote down. It says what? When you are given sense, wisdom is expected of you. He who is giving sense, wisdom is expected of him. So if you know better, you do better. As I think Congressman Lewis said, if you know better, you do better. If you receive these good instructions, live better and make your life better. All right, I'll be wrapping up. Let me take my jingle and then we'll say goodbye.
Chimafidi non kotu Era One Radio Samupe Jumpe Dietia Chimafidi non kotu Era One Radio Ayum Pamchima Chintu Asam Pamchima Chintu Egratum Chima Era One
All right, so as I said earlier on, this is the last Saturday of the month. Next week will be, I think, 2nd November. And then the Tuesday after that, we'll go to the pools. If you haven't voted already, I have. Go and catch your vote so you don't have to rush standing in the line. Now the lines are a little bit relaxed. You don't have to stand in line for more than 10 minutes to vote. It's kind of relaxed. If you want to wait till last minute to find, anything can happen on the last minute. And so you cannot vote it. But then if you can do it earlier than expected on the 5th, that's fine. Otherwise, go and make sure you vote on the 5th. It's your civic duty. Well, as I said earlier on, my book is still on Amazon. It's only $10. Help the brother out. You can send me a message in Facebook, and I can mail you a copy for just $10. This is the relationship between family income and obesity. All right, I will leave you with a quick ad from my cousin Kofi, who has been dealing with this herbal tea that has been known to control diabetes. If you know you have diabetes, get this tea. For those of you in Ghana, it's all over in Abosokan stores. Get some of these sachets, put in warm water, and just drink. It's flavorless. It's, I would say it's tasteless. It doesn't have any strong taste for you not to take it. It's very, very easy to drink, and it's really, I've tasted it before. I took some a few times, and it's good. So I recommend to you, if you're in Ghana, you are near Abosokan, get this herbal tea, and it's going to control your diabetes. Listen.
This is not your typical green tea. The Fumigio Herbal Tea by Glucose Care International is a nutritious drink and a natural blood glucose reducer. Gymnema plant, the active ingredients in the Fumigio Herbal Tea, suppresses the absorption of carbohydrate ingested from your diet. The green tea content in the Fumigio Herbal Tea promotes rejuvenation of dead cells, detoxification of your system, stimulates the pancreas to release insulin, and improves metabolism. Drinking 1 sachet of Fumigio Herbal Tea after meals prevents the rise in blood sugar levels, suppresses appetite, and improves bowel movements. Drinking Fumigio Herbal Tea regularly after meals can also prevent type 2 diabetes. We encourage you to drink Fumigio Herbal Tea 3 times in a day, coupled with mild exercises to maximize its benefits. Fumigio Herbal Tea has been approved by the FDA. Toxicity test conducted by SGS, so it is safe and non-toxic. A product of Singapore. With Fumigio Herbal Tea, your peace of mind is guaranteed. Call Ashok now on 0245 810-623 and set your path to good health.
Well, your health is your wealth. On behalf of my studio manager, Dr. Setu, to also known as Ostus, I want to leave you with this word. Keep your health properly in check, because you have only one life, and that is all you have. If you treat your body well, it will give you an extended life for you to be able to live to fulfill all that God has purposed for you. I'll see you next time or next week. Remember, have a blessed week. And if you haven't voted, go and vote. It's your power. Because if you don't and somebody else votes and somebody comes on, you have to dance to their music. All right. Have a good evening and enjoy. Bye-bye.
Aden urefiana se otumi manya eni about Aden wasu mani su afosunyade Aden meba Aden kra ya useni daswasa eni daso kra eni daso yo eni daso ya mensubi eni daso grana mubefra. When you name more crowns, a day in a betty, Anaya Banum. Anna Monica Dianse, a then grana mubefra. Or Cransina Diane.